Tilsen on your right.
What are you thinking here?
Taking a look at Todd's dress this weekend.
Are you looking at yourself and at him and asking who wore it better?
I'm taking a look at you, him, and me. I'm doing a tie comparison right now. I think of the three of us, I think you have the best tie, but I also really like pink ties a lot. I like Todd's shirt the most.
I like that shirt.
I like that shirt a lot.
But he's always so well put together.
I know.
I'm never like, oh, I like that tie, but the rest of the outfit, you know, I mean, like the whole thing always works.
Yeah, yeah. And he's a coat open kind of guy. I'm a coat closed kind of guy. You're a coat open kind of guy.
You know, when you're sitting,
I like
a little more comfortable.
I like it closed. I think it's more comfortable that way. Maybe that's weird. I'm a fan of that. He's got some Triforce sleeves. Zelda fan? You play the new Zelda game?
Absolutely not.
I heard it's really good. I didn't play it either.
Yeah, I don't play a whole lot of video games.
Me either. I heard it was really good too. We got a Thoughtseize here. Reality Smasher, Matter Reshaper, Dismember. And now we're checking the Tron pieces. It looks like 2 Tower, 1 Power Plant, 1 Eldrazi Temple.
Yeah, and this hand is full of questions for Patrick. You know, does he worry about the turn 3 card that generates a little card advantage? Does he worry about the Reality Smasher that's actually the best card in the hand? Does he have a creature that he's going to play, and he's worried about the Dismember?
And there goes Dismember.
And the Dismember it is. So we're probably going to see this turn 2, 3-2.
There's Tower, pass the turn back. Let's go over to Patrick Tilsen. Tilsen, a player with at least 1 SCG Tour open to his name, potentially multiple. Here's a Forest. That's a Grimflayer. Let's go back over to Stevens, who has drawn Urza's Mine. Tron soon to be online.
Yeah, just...
Now, the question is, does he want to go to... So you play a weird balancing act with Eldrazi Tron of, do I play my Power Plant or do I play my Eldrazi Temple? Because he can play Temple plus Matter Reshaper right now. And I think that's what we're going to see him do.
And staring into the face of the Grimflayer, you're kind of reluctant to just take a turn off to get closer to Tron.
Yeah. So there is the 3-2.
And I can also see this because the Eldrazi Tron deck doesn't have the big Planeswalker payoffs like the red-green Tron decks that we normally see have.
Yep.
So it's important not to get too far behind in the early game.
And Grimflayer, it may look kind of innocuous, but one hit from that thing, it can turn into a 4-4 very quickly. It obviously controls your draw steps. It does a lot of good things. Here is Liliana of the Veil. It's going to go down to kill a Matter Reshaper. Have to be somewhat happy with that exchange. Are you targeting yourself? No. There's a Tower.
I can't believe Todd was asking who he was targeting.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Sometimes you might want a creature in the graveyard.
All right, we'll see if there's any sweet Lingering Souls value in here.
I remember when I first heard about the Grimflayer edition of Abzan, I was pretty skeptical to start because, you know, Dark Confidant's a Magic card.
Yeah.
I think Grimflayer's better.
I think it's just such a good card.
Yeah.
Turns into a 4-4 Trampler.
Yeah, I think it's actually just better.
2-mana 4-4 Trampler?
You get to control your draw step. You want cards in your graveyard. It's a lot to like.
Ooh, all 3 on top. Wow.
It's pretty good. Thought Knots here, the draw. All right, we got a game here.
Well, I imagine we'll see Reality Smasher come down and go after the Liliana.
I think it's possible we see Reality Smasher come down and ignore Liliana. Maybe that's a little wild.
Well, then he would have to kill the Liliana the following turn, right?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to give Patrick a chance to -2 again.
Oh, we're going to Thought Knots here.
This is very similar to ignoring it and then killing it next turn.
Patrick's hand kind of stinks. There's a Thoughtseize and 2 lands.
Well, we know he's got spells on top.
Yeah, because he left them up there. See what Tilsen wants to do this turn. He's going to start, it looks like, by plussing Liliana. Windswept Teeth and Urza's Tower are the cards that are placed in the graveyard. Temple Guard is going to end the battlefield tapped. And Tilsen can only pass the turn back over to Stevens. Stevens will draw. He's found another copy of Urza's Mine.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised none of those cards on top of Patrick's deck didn't end up in the graveyard. You know,
I'm curious what those cards are now.
yeah, me too. It was so important for that Grimflayer to get bigger.
Reality Smasher. Tower plus Eldrazi Temple is going to make it very easy to cast that 5/5.
The old 2-land 5/5 haste trample.
We're coming in a minute now. Now, again, the question is just where's this going to go? I think it's going to go towards Liliana, yep. So, Planeswalker down.
All right.
And now here's Batterskull.
That one is very good against Absent.
Yeah. You would know. You would know. You've got a lot of reps playing Abzan. There's a Germ token for the Batterskull.
Well, especially with the amount of mana that Todd is working with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes you can just kill the token and ignore the equipment for a while. This is a situation where the equipment can end up on one of these giant Eldrazi, or you can just return it to his hand and redeploy it over and over.
Yep.
It's just a mess.
Realistically, Patrick Tilsen needs to kill the card Batterskull right now.
And he only has one way in his deck to do that.
It's just Pulse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got one. Well, he's got a cast out in his sideboard.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we are in game 3 here.
Yeah, he's got a... But his options are very limited to be able to kill this equipment. It's a shoulder shrug and it's a spell. A little late. Fulminary Mage, a little late to this party.
Yeah, that was a tough one to keep on top.
And if Batterskull's hard to beat, things are getting easier.
Hey, how about Giant Planeswalkers?
All Tilsen can do is shrug his shoulders because he is not in a good spot.
Yeah, and of course I say that this deck doesn't have the same level of Giant Planeswalker payoffs, and then 2 turns later, Todd draws one, and yeah.
Making it look easy now.
Yeah.
Karn is going up here for Stevens. It'll take care of Liliana the Veil, which is outclassed on this battlefield, that's for sure. Don't think Grim Flayer has Delirium just yet.
No, it doesn't. The sacrificed Fulminator Mage should get it there.
Okay, yeah, I can do it at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Here comes Reality Smasher and Batterskull. Thought Monster is going to hang back on defense. But there aren't even good trades for Grimflayer to make.
No, not with this attack.
Yep.
This is what we like to call a tough spot.
Yeah. Patrick Tilsen's going to have a rough go of it here over the next couple of turns.
And this is why Todd is such a big proponent of the Eldrazi deck. It has more low end, more interaction than the Tron decks of yore. And it still has this powerful high end that's just trouncing on the fair decks in the format.
Yep. That's part of the appeal. Now, you do lose some of the ability to find cards.
Yes.
You lose Ancient Stirrings.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You lose a card like Sylvan Scrying, some of that other stuff. But the trade-off is you do get to interact a little bit earlier with cards like Dismember and Matter Reshaper and Walking Ballista. And there's some appeal to that. There's some appeal to that. We're going to take a look at Karn. Not good to read. Not good to read, Patrick.
Yeah, if you're reading it, you're in a real bad spot.
Yeah, not good. That's the first of many problems. Let's see what Tilsen drew. So another copy of Fulminator Mage. Okay. Time for Stevens to untap. He'll draw.
Oh, that's a good one.
What is that? Seagate Wreckage?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's a good one.
Yeah. He'll draw a card. Expedition map, so if he wants to get Tron back online, he can very easily. Yeah, this is a runaway here.
Yep. Karn gets to do whatever it wants to do. Up, down, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, all around. Kind of like taking out Grimflayer.
Yep.
So you can get in with everything.
Yeah, and I think that's where Todd's going to land.
Yep. And that's exactly what he's going to do.
I wouldn't attack. I don't want to restart the game with a Grimflayer and a Liliana.
A hold steady. Put him in the hurt locker. It's so nice of you. Fulminator Mage is going to get in front of Batterskull, sacrifice itself to kill the Seagate Wreckage, but I think for Patrick Tilsen, this will be his last draw step of this particular match because Todd Stevens' draw came together quite well here this game.
Yeah, it really did.
As he will win this match over Patrick Tilsen 2-1. Eldrazi Tron going to take care of Abzan. And for the very well-dressed Todd Stevens, he moves on to 6-1 with his favorite modern deck.